You're watching the Run For It YouTube channel. I'm Finlay and this episode is on the Salomon Aero Glide 3 gravel running shoes. We will talk through the tech, how they feel to run in and what they're best suited to. Hope you enjoy. Starting with the cushioning, while you'll see Energy Foam EVO written on the back of the midsole, which is the original name of this midsole compound, Salomon has recently changed the name of this to Opti Foam squared, but it's still the 100% TPU-based foam, and that's where beads are expanded, injected into a mold, and then steam pressed to create a super lightweight and responsive material that offers very similar qualities to Salomon's PVA-based super foam, but in a more affordable package. The midsole also has a slight curve from heel to toe to help smooth out transitions and propel your feet forward. Now, both of these features are present in the standard Aero Glide 3 road running shoes. So what's the difference with the gravel model? Well, that's when we have to look at the outsole, because this rubber is a gravel Contagrip compound, and on top of having ever so slightly deeper lugs, the main difference is that this compound offers better durability and traction on both gravel and paved surfaces in the wet and dry. The upper has a mudguard to offer some protection when you're running on mixed terrain and it's potentially a bit wet underfoot. It's difficult to show you on the camera, but the tongue is fully integrated into this almost web-like structure which wraps around your midfoot on both sides, and that's obviously designed to really lock your midfoot in and give you a bit more control and feeling of security when you're on uneven terrain. There's also a nice amount of padding on the inside of the heel collar for better comfort. So how do the Aero Glide 3 gravel feel to run in? Well, the midsole offers a very bouncy and responsive ride, which means it performs very well across quite a broad range of paces. At slower speeds, while it's not delivering an ultra plush underfoot feel like a max cushioned road running shoe will, it does deliver a very protective and very comfortable ride that feels like it's taking a lot of the impact out of landings. But then as you pick up the pace, you really get a lot of energy return back from the cushioning, which definitely makes it easier to hold those steadier paced efforts. Now, of course, it's worth noting that the slightly firmer compound on the outsole does slightly stiffen up the ride when you're running on pavements in comparison to the standard version. I think if you were to blind test the shoes, most people would be able to tell there's a slight difference there. However, that actually does have quite a lot of benefits in certain situations, because it creates a very stable underfoot feel. Your feet feel very planted in the cushioning, and I think it's fair to say that pavements can be pretty uneven at times, and having that underfoot stability can be very beneficial. Or you might be running in very busy cities or towns where you might be having to negotiate people on the pavement, you're having to move around them, you might have to hop on and off the pavement to get around people, and actually having that stability can be a really good thing. So ironically, while this extra traction is designed to help you get off the pavements, onto the gravel paths, maybe away from the city, it's actually got a lot of benefits for people who are running in very urbanized areas. And in addition to that, while the outsole traction obviously helps increase your grip when you're running on slightly looser surfaces, it also offers some increased traction when you're running on wet pavements, particularly if there's leaves on the ground, which can be a real problem. So really beneficial for quite a broad range of surfaces. And coming back to that midfoot construction, it's impressive how well that holds your midfoot. So again, if you're landing on a slightly uneven surface or your foot's maybe slipping a little bit, it really does lock you in and hold you, so you just get that chance to control your foot before something could happen, such as going over your ankle. From a fit perspective, we probably recommend choosing your normal running shoe size, unless you tend to be between sizes and you sometimes find you go up half a size in running shoes in comparison to some other running shoes, that is, and it's just because the toe box isn't overly accommodating. So if you prefer a little bit more space and you want a little bit more room for your toes, then you might want to consider going up half a size. Overall, it's really hard to fault the Aero Glide 3 gravel running shoes. They've just got so many end uses and they're incredibly well designed. If I'm honest, I don't do lots of trail running, and that's just because I don't have easy access to trails. So a lot of the testing I've done with these has been on the road, but what's been so impressive is just how well they've been performing as we've moved into the winter months with the wet pavements and leaves on the ground. And ultimately, if you're a road runner who's training through the winter and you're looking for a great everyday mileage shoe that offers a bit more traction in unpredictable conditions, then these should be a great option for you. And if you're lucky enough to be able to train on a mixture of surfaces, then these should be such a good choice for you. The outsole grip just offers such great versatility, whether you're running on coastal paths, forest trails, you might be doing park runs on slightly grassy surfaces, or obviously in a perfect world if you're getting onto those gravel paths. But that's the kind of thing that you might find along the side of a canal where you're maybe covering some cobbles, where you're getting onto that slightly loose paved surface. That's where this grip will offer such good traction. And again, just coming back to the cushioning point, you might be thinking, well, I really want the comfort and protection that I get from my road running shoes, but I maybe need that little bit more grip for when I venture onto the slightly more unpredictable terrain, and that's where this just strikes such a great balance. So to summarise, the Salomon Aero Glide 3 gravel running shoes offer great protection, great energy return, support, and very versatile grip. So they should be a great option for road runners training through the winter months, or those of you who like to mix up the terrain you're running in and do lots of door to trail runs. That brings me to the end of this episode. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. As always, if you have any questions at all, please comment on the episode and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. See you soon.